Hello, hello. Welcome to another Photoshop tutorial. What I want to talk about today is just creating a simple 3D effect for your photography, for your images, for whatever it is that you might have created. Um, Now what we're going to do is first go to Create New and wait for something to pop up. Hopefully something will pop up. Um, it doesn't really matter here. You can start with a whole new background, or what you can do is also let's just open a file. And let's start with a picture that might be pretty easy to work with. I've got a lot of different examples here to show. So I'm actually going to open up some of those first so you can see. Um, I think which ones are the right ones. And open those up. So here is what I have. 3D effect. It's kind of a retro style of doing 3D where you take both red and blue and off shift them. And then you use, some old style 3D glasses, which I have passed out in class to you guys last time. But this is a quick tutorial that how you can create this pretty simply. So here's one where I've even used text effect as well and the image. But in this case, the background is not applied. So when you see this, you'll see me, my dog, and the letters here show up a little bit more three-dimensionally than the rest of the image in the back. Another one is this, where I started off with an image that had a background, but I totally replaced that background. I thought maybe that background was just too distracting for the image that I wanted to make 3D. And so I took that and applied, created a new layer, put a gradient on it, and just applied the 3D effect to the objects here. So, and then this one is 3D effect on everything. Obviously, the sky itself doesn't show a whole lot of 3D effect, but this monument behind us ourselves are kind of have that 3D effect on there. So everything in this image basically appears more three-dimensional. So there's different ways that you can apply this technique. And depending on the image and depending on the size and how close you are to the image, different variations for how far you split those colors. Just kind of depends. You kind of have to play with it. And sometimes while you have the glasses on, you have to play around with how much you shift these things around. So let's start with an image kind of like this. So what I'm going to do is open up a new one. Let's open up a new image here and let's choose, I'll demo this one right here and open. Oh, no, can't use that one. That was terrible of me to do that. I'll demo this one and hit open, and here's my picture. Okay, so all this looks great. This is what I started with the dog image. And what I want to do is I want to make my selection first of the things that I want to be in 3D. Okay, so I'm going to choose just the simple, I like to let Photoshop do the work for me. I'm going to use my object select tool, drag it over all of it, and let it snap to the objects. Hopefully it reads my mind and snaps to what I want. Did a pretty good job. It missed some of the ground here and part of the feet. This is kind of a sad image to me, by the way. But I feel it. I feel it. I know what my dog feels like when I leave. All right, so here I go, making my selections, making sure everything looks pretty good. And what I want to do is make two copies of this. I'm going to go Control J and Control J. So I have layer one, my background layer, layer one, and layer one copy. This first one, I'm just going to focus on this for now. I'm going to double click out here, or you can go to FX blending options. And I'm going to do that for this case. And when this opens up, I want to go to advanced blending and keep the red channel on, but turn off the green and blue, and hit OK. Now I was on the wrong layer because I am a dum-dum. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to FX, blending options, turn off red and blue, and hit OK. All right, so this is what I want. I'm going to double click on the name and title it red. Now on this one, I want to open this up again. I can double click out here. And I accidentally turned on the red on this one. I want to turn off the red here and turn on the green and blue. Say OK. So when I turn that on, this is what I see. Now with them both on, it looks normal because those color combinations together make up your normal image. So for this one, the green and blue one, I'm going to double click here and call this cyan. That's the more technical term, I guess, for our color here. And then with them both on again, oops, don't want that on there. That's kind of annoying. So I have a red layer and I have a cyan layer. Okay, that's good. What I'm going to do now is kind of do the effect that I had in the background before. I'm going to add a layer. And this is optional, just depends on what kind of style you're going for. I'm going to, with this layer, use a gradient tool. And I have gradients up here, but let's say I want to do something more in the blues this time. And let's see what I got. Got some good options here. I can take this, and now with that selected, I'm going to drag across my background. Oh, that looks nice. And do that. If I don't like that, I can undo it and maybe drag just a little bit. See how it changes the effects. A little bit, you get a little gradient. You drag it a lot, you get a lot of gradient. How it's a lot more smoother right there. And it's kind of funny because it almost is the same. It's kind of opposite, but the same as the original image here. So what if I wanted to just reproduce that like that? Maybe it's just sky now. I don't know. I'm just messing around. But what I do know is that I'm just going to drag across and leave it like that. And I'm going to go to my red layer now. And with my move tool, see how it selects just the object selected in that red layer, where it's really important that you're on the right layer. And I'm going to use my arrow keys on my keyboard and nudge this over to the right, maybe 5 to 10 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you see how that red layer has now separated itself from the cyan layer here. I'm going to select the cyan layer and go to the left about 5 to 10 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there I have it. My background layer, original background layer, is turned off. I have my new gradient right here. And then I have my objects selected that I wanted to be kind of 3D when I put on the glasses. That is right here now. So this is a great way to do a simple 3D effect. And of course, it works best if you have the actual 3D glasses to view with. And that's pretty much it. So the effect is still the same no matter which way you do it. If you're doing it a bigger selection or even with text, the text part you do the same way. You still have to split it up into a red and a cyan layer and offset them. And then if you're choosing everything, then it doesn't matter. You just duplicate your background 2 times, and then you create a red layer, a cyan layer, and separate each of those in opposite directions to get this effect. So that is pretty much it for now. And have fun with this. Good luck. what works best, I feel, is that if you have a good, clear image up front already, that you can make three-dimensional, which is why I felt like this one worked out really good. You can even alter the effects to make it look like things are coming out at you as well. So have fun with this and good luck.